are on I-80 westbound. We're about mile marker 35 here in Utah. These are parts of the Salt Flats. Not the Salt Lake itself, but the flats. So off to the north here to my right, off to the south. That's just big expanses of water over time that's just evaporated, left a little bit of salt and leached out of the ground and just collect and collect and collect. Over thousands of years, this is what we get. And see a little line right there. There's a railroad track there. We got a little median with some salt in it, a little salt flat in it. The eastbound side, there's another railroad track out there. A nice expanse of salt flat over that way. The mountains you see up here, well, directly in front of us, right at those mountains, we're basically entering Utah into Nevada here in just about half an hour. We're about 80 miles, 90 miles west of Salt Lake City. Here, 9R540 tractor in Waterloo, Iowa. And we're taking this out to Merced, California. It can be. It's not quite my taste. Like I said, I'm a northerner, I'm a Yankee, I'm an Easterner. I like trees. I like it being green. I like it with flowing creeks and rivers, and I like a little bit of mountains and whatnot. So, while this, like I've said it many, many times before, while out west here, there are spots that have their own unique, stark beauty to it. I couldn't do it on a regular basis. I would not be comfortable living in an environment like this. It's just not my speed. I guess that's just part of when you grow up around it. You're just so used to it. That's what feels like home to you. That's what feels comfortable to you. So, like I said, Baltimore, Maryland, the Mid-Atlantic, the Chesapeake, the Northeast. Now I grew up 10 years in Japan, so virtually the same kind of climate and type of ecosystem, as it were, in Japan. So that's what I like. That's what I want. Whereas I don't like the government of Maryland, and I've not liked it for a couple of decades. I don't live in Maryland now. I'm temporarily out of Georgia. Me and my wife are moving to northwest Montana, where we actually have winter. We have trees and mountains and rivers and some decent wildlife that isn't poisonous and trying to kill you. My wife's Australian, so this is closer. Well, not exactly closer, but a little more trees would be, a little bit, not barren waste like this, but she's from South Australia. This is not, moreover, here in Nevada is going to be, more, what she grew up with. A little more trees, but she's not a summer person. I'm not a summer person. We prefer winter more than we prefer summer. So we're gonna be moving to a place where we have snowfall. It's a little bit cooler during the summertime. It's a lot more pleasant all year round. We have trees. We have we're not going to get third-degree burns just being outside. Now, like I said, this is fine when you're doing a land speed record with some kind of specialized car or some weird shaped motorcycle or whatever. You're trying to see how fast you can go on land. And this is where you do it, out here, Bonneville, type area. This salt flats. But like I said, I prefer more trees, more actual life around me instead of just a little bit of scrub and nothing but rocks on the mountains. I'm not a big fan of rattlesnakes and Gila monsters. And poisonous spiders. I'm just not too keen on that. Like I said, we got to Ula last night, exit 99 here on I-80. Now, I was making the mistake because I heard it wrong and I was going to pronounce it wrong. I thought it was called Tooele. T-O-O-E-L-E. Tooele. That's what I had been told that little area there on the west of Salt Lake City was called. I got corrected yesterday when I stopped at the way station in port of entry coming out of Wyoming into Utah. The DOT officers gave me the proper pronunciation, Tooele. So there should, if there had been like an accent mark after the O's, I probably would not have made that mistake even if I had heard it from somebody else. I would have read it and said, wait a minute, that doesn't match what I know of the pronunciation of the Indian-derived place names in the area. So, I got corrected and I learned, which thank God I did, because I despise having names pronounced wrong. It's not I don't like that. I don't like doing it to a person. I don't like it when we're talking about a place name. It just seems disrespectful. I don't like it. So, they gave me the correct name. And the only reason I pulled into that way station, because even though I have a permit, the way station was closed for me. I knew it was open, but the ramp was probably full, with other trucks. So I pulled in there anyway, so I'm not afraid to pull into a way station, because the permit that I got originally had some directions on there that did not make any sense to me. So the original permit said from the Wyoming border, I-80, come in on I-80 westbound, turn north on I-84. That's all fine right there. But then it says to turn onto US 84. Now, that section between I-80 and I-15, I-84, I could not find any place, any road labeled US 84. There's a US 89, which would, if I got off on it, then because you go north-northwest, then you get off on the ramp, on the right, you make a left-hand turn, you go south, you go basically almost due south on I-89, takes you down to I-15, which is where I was supposed to rejoin the highway, then take 215, then get on I-80 again, and go west. Okay, easy, simple instructions to follow. But the fact that US 84, I could not find. So I said, instead of making a mistake and putting myself onto a stretch of road I'm not allowed to be on, and then incurring a fine, it was smarter, even though the way station was stopped, border entry was closed. It's smarter to go ahead and stop there and get the advice of a DOT officer. That way, if I do wind up somewhere where, let's say they say go up to the US 89, and then yeah, go ahead and follow that. And then get the signature on there, saying that I was directing you that. And if a DOT certified, commercial vehicle certified state trooper, county officer, local officer, whatever it was, decided to stop me and say you're in the wrong place, you're violating your permit. Well, here's the DOT officer that told me to violate the permit. So either way, I would have been covered. But now the two officers came out, they measured my truck, made sure everything was kosher for it, which I have no problem with that. Go ahead and measure away, do your job. It makes me safer. Blah blah blah. So I explained the issue, the reason why I pulled it, even though I did get a bypass. Tell me that the way station was closed. I showed them what it is. We went inside. They looked at the computer. They said, "Well, this has to be a typo." Which is what I said. She goes, "Now, why would they, send you on this way?" Good morning. So, we were trying to figure out why they routed me that way. And I said, the only reason I can think of is because of my weight. I'm not 82,000 pounds. That's the only difference between this time and the very last time I came through. The last time I came to California, going to Yuba City from Piggott, Arkansas, northeast Arkansas, with a 12-foot wide, 14-foot, 4-inch tall combine going to Yuba City. Now, I wasn't heavy with that combine, so the weight, my height and width were greater than what I have now. The only thing that I have now that, I've got 10-foot wide now, I'm 13-foot 10 now, but I weigh 82,000 pounds. So the weight is the only difference that matters for the most part for why I would be given that different route. But she said no, and we send super loads, 120,000, 140,000 on I-80 to 15 north to 80 west. Again, so not going 84, not coming 15, 215, all that other stuff they gave me this time. It didn't make any sense to her. So she said, we're just going to do you want to go this other way? I said, preferably, to save me time so I can get out to my truck stop for the night. She said, okay, no problem. Click a click. Printed me out a new one. The same exact permit number. So it's not, it's not a different permit. She just modified it. And that saved me about an hour to get to the truck stop. But sometimes things with these permits, even though it's an official government produced document with government produced instructions, it's not always correct. Like I said, I cannot find a US 84 on my GPS or on my phone coming off of I-84 in Utah between I-80 all the way up to I-15. I couldn't find it. The DOT officer couldn't find it. So obviously there's something wrong. But instead, like I said, instead of just blindly following what this original permit said, I've read it, I've signed, I understood it, I signed it. But until I got to where I could talk to a DOT officer in person, I couldn't do anything about it either. But they did tell me, they gave me a card for that port of entry. They said, if you have an issue with that, even before you get here, go ahead and call us. We will look at it on the phone with you. And if we need to correct it, we'll correct it on the phone and email it, the corrected thing to you. I said, outstanding. great. That helps. That's why, that's one of the few port of entries, way stations that every single time I've been to it, they have been professional, they have been personable, they've never had an attitude, they've never had I don't want to be here kind of mental state or emotional state. Every single time I've been to that port of entry in Utah on I-80 coming out of Wyoming, it's always been a great professional experience. And that's why I'm not afraid to go there. It's like there's a way station in Beeville, Texas. Everybody's routed to the one side of the road, to the west side of the road, even though you're going, east and northeast. You pull in there. They've always been, hey, how you doing? Like I said, they just treat you like a person. They're not trying to be snotty and rude. I have a badge. I can do whatever I want. No. They're just doing a job to make sure the trucks on the road are safe. And I have zero problem with that. Okay, so like I-280, Illinois, Rock Island, up there, right near the Iowa border. I-80, I-74, US 280, comes around, swings around, goes past the airport there in Moline, or Milan, Island, whatever they want to call it there. I was taking a load there a couple years ago. I believe I came out of Dubuque. I think I came out of Davenport. No, whatever. It was a John Deere load. I came out of one of the factories up there. But I was routed through, because I was an oversized, so they routed me through 280 to get down to where 74 and 80 are. And, I picked up a flat tire on the inside on my trailer. I didn't feel it. I didn't hear it. It was kind of a slow leak type thing. But the scale picked it up that I had a flat tire. The sensors they have, actually I had a flat tire. My strobe light, because I had the spinning strobe light at the time, that had burned out. And instead of giving me a fine and give me a citation or whatever, putting points on my CSA score, she said, hey, just pull over there, get it fixed. When you're done with that, come back over the scale. If everything's good, you're good to go. It's like, that's the way it should be. It's not like a blatant intentional thing that I deliberately violated the rules, the laws. You're going to go down the road, you're going to pick up a flat tire. Light bulbs break and burn out. They know that. So I had to spend 3 hours sitting there waiting for the guy to find a light bulb and replace the tire, but just being a professional and being courteous and civil and make sure the roads are safe, not just trying to write a ticket, so you look like you're doing your job better, that I appreciate. Okay, so talking about Beeville, my second load with Valley Transportation back in 2019, I went from from Grand Meadow, Minnesota, came down to Iowa, picked up my load, went down to Texas, went down to Laredo, made my delivery. In Laredo, I picked up some scissor lifts. I picked up like 12 of them or something like that. And I was going out east, so I went up. I didn't go straight up to the major highway, I went up the coastal road type thing. Victoria, Beeville, some smaller town back that way. But, I got a level 2 inspection, basically my 4th day on the road, my 5th day on the road at this company, and I get a level 2 inspection. And they're professional about it, like I said. And then the very next day, I get into Mississippi. They pull me in for another inspection. And I said, you guys really like looking at my truck, don't you? And the guy goes, what? I said, well, I just, yesterday I got a level 2 inspection down in Beeville, Texas. He goes, oh, really? Yeah, so I gave him the receipt, gave him the paper for, what they gave me in Texas. He says, okay, well, you're good. Have a good day. Sorry to waste your time. And let me roll on. It's like, that's doing the job professionally. He could have said, well, I don't care what Texas did. Stuff could have broken in that amount of time. So I'm going to give you a level 1 inspection now. He could have chose to do that. But when these DOT officers, these police officers, when they're doing their jobs professionally and with courtesy and civility and basic decency, they're not on a power trip. It's a pleasure dealing with like with anybody else. I mean, I've worked with people that I go to give them the paperwork they need, and they just snatch it out of your hand. Instead of just taking it nice and gentle, it's like, here you go. Hey, thank you very much. Now they just go snatch. And it's like, what did I do to punk you off? I mean, I don't understand. What did I do that upset you that much that simply doing your job is now some kind of attack on you that you feel you got to be acting in that rude way? I don't get it. But like I said, when people are professional, there's no problem. I'd rather go into a scale house like I'm going into a way station here in a couple miles before we cross into Nevada here. We're about 8 miles away from the border, just about. So when I go into a way station and I take my paperwork in, and I can laugh and have a friendly little banter. Hey, how you doing? Hey, just have a little laugh and a little joke, and everybody's smiling, everybody's in a pleasant mood. It makes it better for everybody. Everybody wins with that. But when you have a sour disposition and you're just a mean, crotchety old person, and you just got a bad attitude, it's like, come on, that's not helping anybody. Who peed in your Cheerios this morning to do that, to make you want to do that to other people? I don't get it. It doesn't make any real sense to me to be like that. I'm the type of person, my view of how you interact with the world is you never inflict your bad attitude on other people. No matter how bad my day is going, no matter what's happening in my life, when I deal with a stranger, when I deal with somebody who has no involvement in my life, they should not suffer my bad attitude. What did they do to deserve that from me? Nothing. So why should I do that? So when I go into a truck stop, when I go into a shipper receiver, a way station, when I'm getting a truck repair, or when I just meet somebody standing in line waiting to do something, see another guy at the pump, hey, how you doing? I hope you're having a great day.
Way station ahead.
It doesn't make any sense to me to not be that way. To be a sourpuss. I don't know, man. Call me crazy, but but I just think that's a better way to go through life. It's basically an offshoot of the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. All right, Bonneville Speedway. This is out where we're going to be testing to see how fast a car, a bicycle, a truck, a land sled, a 20 mule, borax, hauling cart is going to go. This is where land speed records are set for the world in this area. Fairly smooth, really flat, and a large expanse without having to worry about running into anything. And also, probably more importantly, if I remember right, this is where Buckaroo Banzai went into the other dimension. Not widely known, but I believe that's right here. Port of entry open, wind flashing. Well, so we are going in. We're gonna, they probably want to see our paperwork, so I'll probably have to go inside. Open. All trucks must use right lane. Way in motion ahead. So if they require me to come in, I'm gonna have to go get on this walkway over the highway here and go in, but hopefully not. But if I do, I gotta take a little hike up and over the highway. We shall see. Like I said, because I am heavy, that may be a thing. Gotta slow down here to 5 miles an hour. You see that big flashing sign over the and like this little tiny sign here. Full stop required before pulling on the scale.
State motor ahead.
You'd be surprised how many guys don't do that. Might have to stop on the scale here. And give me a red light. And while my rear tires are still on the scale, I'll keep doing, nice and slow. Not telling me to come in. There we go, nice and easy. All right. So we don't have to go in. That saves me 15 minutes, 20 minutes. All right, that works for me. Alrighty. So now we're going to get around this curve here up into this little pass. And that'll take us into Nevada.
In a quarter mile, keep left onto I-80. Wind warning ahead.
Wind warning ahead. Road work ahead.
onto I-80.
So now we're going to be on Nevada permits. We are about an hour away from Wells, Nevada. Exit 352 on US 93. We're going to pop in there and do a load check. And that'll be the first one today. I'm going to get a minimum to Reno today. I may push on a little bit more, depending on how I'm feeling. I may push on a little bit more into California. Really don't want to, but the sooner I get this load off, get another one, and get out of California, hopefully I can get a load and out back into Arizona or back into Nevada by the end of the day, so I do not have to spend the weekend in California at all. That would be the ideal. The last visit out here, I was out here for 4 days. Got here Friday. Did not have a reload. Monday, I got a reload on Monday. There was an issue with some paperwork, so I did not get my last little excavator until Tuesday morning. Then I finally got out of California. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the way it was.
Wind warning ahead.
Wendover, Nevada. And here we are, crossing the border.
Changing time zone. Crossing border. Entering Nevada.
Okay, 8:25 entered in. Enter Pacific time zone. Nevada, Utah to Nevada. 8:25 is now 7:25 a.m. Pacific time. Outstanding. I was thinking to stop here for my first stop in the morning to fill up, here at this pilot right here, but there in Tooele, it was 10 cents cheaper. Even though I don't pay for the fuel, I'm a company driver. I still think it's a good practice for me to not waste money. So, $3.90, $3.99.9 there versus $4.10 here. Now, just, courtesy, just basically looking out for the company I work at, because if the company's successful, I'm successful. They stay in business, I keep my job. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy to understand. So instead of stopping here, which I don't mind, I like stopping at this one. This pilot's not too bad. I said I'll top up my ice, top up my drink. I'm about, let's see. I'm not going to have anything to eat till after 2 p.m. So about 6.5 hours, to complete my 20-hour fast. Bring the transmission down to 15th gear here. 40 miles an hour, climbing this hill here. like I say, I was, kind of not really in a cooking mood last night. I really didn't know what I wanted. They had McDonald's. They have a Burger King there at the TA. So I got me 4 mozzarella sticks. I got me an original chicken sandwich with mustard and cheese only. I got a double Whopper. I was fairly hungry. I think my eyes were a little bit bigger than my stomach, but I had half of that double Whopper, the chicken sandwich and the mozzarella stick. I had no soda, no fries, and that was my one meal for the day. That's kind of probably the biggest cheat meal I've had. So that gave me 55% fat, around 35% carbohydrates, and around 20%, like 18% or something like that for the protein. Get away from these guys working here. Plus, I got to get over for the exit anyways. This guy coming on the on-ramp, plus these guys working up here on the shoulder. We're going to get over away from these guys as safe as possible. Yeah. Holy mackerel. All right. So like I said, today, another easy I-80 day. If I feel like going past Reno, I will. Now there's a truck stop about 50, 60 miles. I forget what it's called, Newman or New something, I think. About an hour past the border there in California. They got like 50 or 60 parking spots, if I remember right. If I feel like getting to there, I may. We'll see what what I feel like, the further I can go, the better today. Get this tractor off first thing in the morning. And unlike most states, my annual permit for California actually covers excessive weight as well, overweight as well. Normally, you're up to 80,000 pounds. That's your maximum before you need an overweight permit. But the California permit that I have, if I am over 80,000 pounds, then my axle weights are adjusted. So instead of being 12,000, 34,000 for steer, drive, and trailer, I can go to 20,000 on the steers. I can go to 46,550 on the drives, and I can go to 46,280. 880, 280, something like that, on the trailer. which it's nice not having to need another extra permit like I do here. And I have an annual permit for Iowa. I have an annual permit for Utah. I have an annual permit for Nevada. But they only cover height, width, and length. Why is weight the only dimension that is so special that it's kept out? Doesn't make any sense. That's one of the very few things that California is doing correctly. Very few things. So I don't need another extra permit on top of the annual for California. My annual permit covers, like I said, that extra weight. Which is, you know, I'm still in California. I still got to deal with all their other BS. I still got to be stuck at 55 miles an hour. I still got to deal with all their nonsense with, you know, violating our civil liberties and whatnot, because they know better as a government than the people do. But at least they got that permit, you know, done correctly. You know that. But that's one of the very few things they do correctly. Alrighty. Now, probably for the most important topic, what am I having for dinner? I'm not eating out again. You know, yesterday was, you know, not a thing that I want to do on a regular basis. 2, I'm not supposed to do anyway. Plus, I'd rather cook 99% of the time anyway. So there we go. All right, 55 mile an hour speed zone ahead. Don't use your brakes. Use your jigs. Your engine retarder, your engine governor, whatever you want to call it. That's what you're supposed to use. Bring it down to 17th gear. Set the cruise at 55. Left lane closed, so we don't have to change lanes. Good, you're good. Oh, pardon me. So, Pilot Peak, if my memory is correct, that out there is Pilot Peak. Stands a little bit alone. You can navigate by it, so I can understand why they call it Pilot Peak. And all those other mountains, like, yeah, they may have names, but not exactly stand out kind of mountains here.
Speed limit reduced ahead.
We got some guys working up here right past this little bridge, so we're going to move over to our right. No. Guardrail's going to do that anyway, but better to do it ahead of where you need to be. So, but like I said, tonight I think I might be doing I got hamburgers, I got pulled sausage. I had pulled sausage 2 nights ago. I could make a bacon cheeseburger with a nice sunny side fried up egg, fried egg on top. I can do that again. I have hot dogs. And I could make chili dogs tonight. I mean, I don't have any hot dog buns, but I could use, you know, basically the same exact bread, just different shape, you know, hamburger buns, just nothing underneath. mean, same exact texture, same exact flavor, so I could do that. I have a pound of ground beef. You know, fry that up. A little bit of rice. Some scrambled egg. Put some peas on there. Some lightly sauteed onions. Some seaweed. Now throw that on top. A little bit of soy sauce on top of all that. I can do that. I could make myself a couple of patties, you know, 2 nice half-pound patties. Fry them up. Make a little bit of a curry sauce. Put that on rice. I could fry the hamburger up and make a ragu. Put that on some spaghetti. I have ramen. I could make one of those. Options, but right now it's like I don't know what I want to make. I am kind of craving a salad. I got cheese, I got some ham, I got some bacon, lettuce, onion, celery, carrot, egg. I have American cheese. I have some Parmesan cheese. I have a little bit of mozzarella I can throw in there as well. Speaking of mozzarella, I do have half of that pizza dough that I made about a week ago. So I can thaw that out and make another pizza. I don't have any pepperoni. I have some red and yellow bell pepper. I could make another pizza. Hamburger, mozzarella, bell pepper, onion, red pepper flakes. I have pasta sauce. I could make a pizza, I mean, or a calzone. You know, just fold it over, make a calzone out of it. Or a stromboli, whatever they want to call it. Westbound, right side, 394. You need to put your flashers on when you're on the shoulder there. I got pasta. I mean, actually, I have some lasagna noodles. I could make it up. The only thing I need is some ricotta. I have eggs. I have mozzarella. I have pasta sauce. I have all the herbs and spices I need. I have vegetables. I have hamburger. I could make me a lasagna. We'll see what I feel like when I get to where I stop for the night. Now thinking about it, lasagna doesn't sound too bad. I'm just missing one ingredient. Pick up some ricotta. I have the noodles, hamburger, mozzarella, Parmesan, eggs, Italian seasoning, pepper, salt. I need to pick up some more water, but I need to pick up water anyway, so big deal. Had to bring the transmission back to 14th gear, 35 miles an hour. And I haven't had a ramen in a long time. I haven't had, burritos in a while. I got to pick up some tortillas, which I did not do when I was there in Iowa. I should have done that, but I didn't think about it in time. I'll just probably do that the next time when I get to a Walmart this weekend sometime. Crossing over some railroad tracks here. Back up in the 15th, we hit 40 miles an hour. And you see up here in front of us, we got a wildlife crossing bridge. We're almost to the top here. We are at 5,548 feet at the moment. We should pass well like 6,100 if I'm trying to remember what it says up here. I think it says 6,180 at the top here. We'll see what it says. I'm probably off, but I'm remembering some pass I've been through recently, some mountaintop I've been through recently was 6,180. I think it's this one, but I'm not. We'll find out. Can't keep any more right than I'm keeping. We're still under 45 miles an hour. 15th gear. So that means my stick is in 7 high or 7 low. All the way to the right, all the way forward. My selector is up, my splitter is back. The old elevation. We've done 119.4 miles so far today. We basically have spent 1 hour and 59 minutes on the road. So we have 9 hours remaining for the drive today. We got 39 miles here to Wells. We'll do a load check. At least 335 miles to Reno, Sparks, Reno, whatever you want to call it, to the TA there in Reno. The Lucky Travel Plaza in California is 57 miles away. And then our delivery down in Merced is 192 miles after that. So roughly 623 miles remaining on this trip. No matter what I do, I'm not making it there today. It's just, where I would like to stop, where's most advantageous for me to stop, that's the only question. Like I said, I can easily make it to California today. All right, Silver Zone Pass, 5940 for the elevation. we're at the top. That's that particular little peak right there. So we still got to go up a little bit. Like I said, going up and over Donner, we're going to be considerably higher than that. Oh, pardon me. But whatever. Like I said, I'd go for some lasagna. I'd actually go for a chef salad. Actually, I got some tuna in there as well. Put a little tuna on the chef salad. I got all the ingredients to make tuna salad, which I would like to have some of that too. I have been putting that off for a while. I have my saltine crackers. I have all the ingredients for my tuna salad that I like making. That's a fairly healthy dinner. The worst part about having that as a dinner, you know, a nice cup and a half of, or even 2 cups of the tuna salad, and a number of like 30 crackers. The crackers themselves are the worst part of that meal. We'll see what I feel like, and if I do get stuck in California for the weekend, I'll be able to plan out a few meals that take a little bit longer, just make them a little bit better. And then when I do